Hello. I'll be starting here in a few minutes, but let me know if you can hear me okay. Go ahead and mute this until it's time to start. Okay, welcome to the stream. I hope you can hear me clearly. Please let me know if you can't in the chat or wherever. But to explain a little bit about what this broadcast is about, any of you who've ever followed me already know that I've played this game. I've played the entire Survivor series for Tomb Raider here on Twitch. This is to relearn. You see, one of the reasons why I've been absent for so long is that back in November, right in the middle of the month, I experienced a stroke and was taken to the hospital, just rather suddenly. And until the beginning of this last week, I had been in long-term care, so I hadn't been home and really hadn't interacted with things like my PS4 in that time. I've mostly been spending it in physical therapy and relearning a lot of strength, because this strongly affected the right side of my body, which, you know, not only is it half of my body that I've had to relearn since November, it's also my dominant side. So grabbing things, writing, drawing, even putting on makeup, things like that, before I even get to things like personal care, became an impossibility for me for a while. And one of the things that they do to sort of help you develop your dexterity again is some physical therapy. And that could be picking up pennies and putting them in cups, or plenty of other things with your hand to basically teach you to use it again. I have to use a special grip for pencils, or I can't put down a legible signature, things like that. I trace writing in order to teach myself how to do it again. And in this case, I haven't really touched much in terms of video games, and 3D adventure games like this one have kind of a unique challenge. You've got camera angles, you've got timed hits you need to make and such like that, and you have aiming. So we're gonna play a little bit of this today, and I'm going to discuss some of the things that I am having to teach myself all over again, despite the fact that I've played this game like a million times. I'm almost certain I'm going to be terrible at it, because all the ways that I had mastered playing the game, my body has since forgotten, and I have to teach my hands and everything, and my eyes even, to see and interact with the game the same way again. And because I still have limited strength in my hands, that's going to take a little bit of time. So I want to thank you for joining me, and if you have any questions, anything you'd like for me to talk about the experience, as I go through this, I will be happy to answer. We'll stick with easy difficulty, because I'm relearning these controls all over again.
That the extraordinary is in what we do, not who we are. I'd finally set out to make my mark, to find adventure. But instead, adventure found me. In our darkest moments.
You may not realize this, but one of the ways in which I am having to relearn is dealing with watching movement on screen, because half of my face was affected. Also, the way that my eyes adjust and the way that I follow movement has changed, and I have to readjust to it.
Something that keeps us going. Something that pushes us.
Oh boy, they're gonna reuse that animation too. I didn't even notice that before. Now, this has nothing to do with the experiences we're doing today. It's just something that I thought of about this story in particular. this opens with her monologue about how who you are doesn't matter, it's what you do, and this is inspired by nothing in the story, which makes me think that there was probably some things cut from the script. I'm gonna guess that given that Trinity is the Easter egg in this and all, that she probably got through a lot of university and a lot of people thinking she only did it because of who her dad is. So this expedition was probably her way of proving that that wasn't the case and it being a bit more than she bargained for. My theory, anyway, because there's no reason for her to bring that up outside. And mention of her father is just kind of scrubbed from this one, so I think that's probably the direction they were going in, and they either cut it for time or something else.
Help! Jonah!
Now, with this, I'm literally using the left analog stick, so this doesn't affect me very much.
Got to get down.
My left hand is fine, probably more coordinated than it used to be because I have to use it for so much stuff. So yeah,
Can't die like this.
back in November and early December, the movement of the camera would have made me sick watching it though.
This is gonna hurt.
Now, normally I would have been able to do that combination faster with my right hand, but while a lot of coordination has come back, it's still a little slower. That's going to prove a challenge in the future, I'm sure. But this is good exercise and practice for it.
Oh God. No. What is this place?
Now, to give you some indication, I would have not even had a second thought about how I'd be directing the camera in this scene. I would have looked around at everything and not even thought about what my thumbs were doing, honestly. But I have to consciously do that or I'll wind up not seeing where I'm going now.
It was moved.
See, little things like that, I would have centered on that easily before. He's already heard you. Make as much noise as you want, lady. I decided this would be an easier, like, adventure game, puzzle, platformer, and such to start on, because despite some kind of things, the controls on this are mostly simple. Once you have her pointed towards the right ledge, she will jump and move the way you want her to, which is wildly different from the old game. And I kind of need that. And there are, of course, the auto-aim capabilities too, which if I were doing something like Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, there'd be no way, because I'm so good at aiming with the arrow and that, but the motion controls are so demanding in comparison. You wouldn't even realize that you've been doing this stuff for fun for years either, but now it poses a really different challenge for me because things like steadiness are just not possible right now.
Need to find a way out. No fire. Thank God. What kind of contraption
Apologies
is
to
this?
those that are largely watching for the game itself. I'm not really giving time for people to work out how to do things. But again, I've played this a million times, and it's really about teaching myself how to do this. Button pushes and my thumb pushes back.
I've got to get out of here.
Now things like time jumps or the double trigger climbing is going to happen here. How I do it. There's going to be some trouble, though. He's already a little stuttered for me. With certainty that you do get out of there either way, provided you just keep pressing the buttons, because that was massively slower and more stilted than I'm used to doing, and that gave my fingers quite a workout on the right hand too. And there are some, if you are like relearning hand-eye coordination and such for physical therapy purposes, whether because of stroke or other neurological damage, this can help you. It is helping you with precision, and hand-eye coordination is something that comes to you a little slower than other things. Also, I should probably say right here at the beginning that you'll have to excuse me if sometimes I misspeak and I say an incorrect word. My speech hasn't been as heavily affected. I slurred really bad in the first couple days, I'd say, but that came back pretty quickly. Word association took longer, and I'm still having places where my brain will think one word and I will say a different one. So.
The lifeboat. Where are they? They must have gone inland.
Some things like this, if you've never played this game before, it looks like it requires more than it does, but in actuality it's just me pushing the direction button. And all well and good, but precision comes later, and it feels like you're getting more done, especially when you're at the stage that I am right now. I do not know what using Narrow is going to be like. To be perfectly honest, we'll see. For the most part, keeping the camera ahead hasn't been as hard as I thought it would be, but it's for a game where you need to find hidden objects and stuff like that, that's going to become challenging in a greater sense over time.
I can do this. Come on. Come on.
Brings a little grab man. That's coming back because it helps that I've played and finished this game so many times. It really does. It also helps, at least in the initial part, that she has less of an open world to explore. There are fewer things to get hung up on, fewer wrong directions to go in. So I do recommend that if you're experiencing something like this, start with something that you've
Sam's pack.
start with something that you've played a million times, something that you could have done blindfolded before.
Sam! They must have come this way.
In some ways, it's going to be really frustrating because you're going to find yourself struggling to do things that were really easy initially, even little things, whether it's pushing a button at the correct time, or just remembering to move the camera when you need to, or not getting dizzy when you do move the camera.
Can anyone hear me?
Being able to hit timed combinations. These are all things that you have to relearn. So be patient with yourself, like I am being for myself now, and you'll find that something that you used to do for fun and to relax is something that you can still do to relax, but you are teaching yourself, reteaching yourself something valuable at the same time. And cutscene time. You can tell this is a PlayStation version because her hair does really weird pivots in this.
Looks abandoned.
They had a new engine and it looks good in some places, but sometimes it doesn't, and it's really jarring. But on the Xbox 360 version, they didn't use the same engine, so you
Is anyone
have
listening?
weird
Please
hair
respond.
doing what it wants in slow motion. And if it's okay, the completionist in me just lets the videos play, but while there's no dialogue and such like that. But yeah, so far, the most challenging thing were the timed things and the double trigger climbing. My biggest concern is probably going to be the next part where she has to learn to aim and traverse a more open area. We'll see how well I do with the commands and with the camera at that point in time.
Here's the soon-to-be world-famous archaeologist, Lara Croft, in her native habitat. She's on the hunt for the lost kingdom of Yamatai, home to the fabulous Himiko, mythical Sun Queen, and ancestor of yours truly.
Sam, this is serious.
Oh, sweetie, I know. I'm just trying to lighten the mood here. Everyone's so on edge. What are you so worried about?
I'm close to something. I'm sure of it. I just don't know if the others will listen.
I'm going to maintain my
even
theory
if they
from the
should.
beginning that
Lara, you know this stuff better than anyone.
she probably
Seriously.
was
I'm not
accused of
just saying this to
coasting
make you
while
feel
she was in
better.
graduate school and graduate school,
I trust you,
or
Roth
college and
trusts you.
graduate school
You
because
got
of who her
this.
dad is.
Now let's take a break, okay?
Because this
Okay,
narrative kind of
okay.
supports it, that,
And Sam,
you know,
Thanks.
She needs to make a breakthrough.
She's not always as
Sam,
serious,
who is
you
her
know?
best friend, knows that she knows this stuff really well, but others won't take her seriously.
How can you suggest I'm not serious about this expedition, Laura? It's not just Sam's family funding us. I put my savings on the line, too.
We've all got some kind of stake in this. The funding won't last forever, Whitman.
That's precisely why we should push east, not west.
No one believes Yamata is that far east. The books simply don't support it.
Well, whoever wrote those books never found Yamatai.
I've talked to Roth about this. There's no point in following in other people's footsteps, Dr. Whitman.
I refuse to bet my reputation on your hunch. I'm the lead archaeologist here.
And when were you last in the field without a TV crew behind you?
Got 30 years experience, 2 PhDs, 1 in East Asian history. So why don't you just stick to boats, Mr. Grimm?
Ship, Dr. Whitman. It's a ship. Don't need a PhD to know
Look,
that.
going east will take us directly into the Dragon's Triangle. That's where we need to go.
Laura, my little bird. I'd follow you almost anywhere, but that place has a bad energy.
Bad storms, more like. Makes the Bermuda Triangle look like Disney World. Sign me up.
The stories about Queen Himiko say she could summon storms. Myths are usually based on some version of the truth. What if Yamatai was somewhere in the triangle itself?
Look, this is the satellite imagery from inside the Dragon's Triangle.
That doesn't look good.
If it's wet, I can sail on it.
Oh, don't tell me you're seriously
Enough. Reyes is right. We don't have the funds to piss about. It's now or never. Lara's offering fresh ideas and a plan. I'm the captain here. It's my decision. We're going into the Dragon's Triangle.
Why am I even here?
His condescension makes a lot more sense based on that theory, too. It's also really weird, because this is the only game where, like, her father and what happened to him, like, doesn't play a significant role in the storyline. And I wonder if they took a gamble on whether or not it would work, so they just decided to excise that part of the storyline just in case, or what?
I've got to find something to eat.
Sorry. Analog's messing with me. And some, like, with the sharper corners, because, of course, the left will direct it to a degree, but it's my right hand that's needing to do it, so...
God. What's going on here? Wait. I can use that bow.
Partly helps is mostly cutscene directing the camera in this part, so small comforts. It also, when you're playing a game like this and you're paying attention to when the computer is doing stuff for you versus when you're doing it yourself, it does make very obvious what you can't see because of how the scenes are shot, how much of it is you and how much of it is the CPU.
But it won't mean a thing if you can't focus. The key to using any weapon is focus.
I'm so hungry. I need to find something to eat.
It happened again. Private Kosuke. He was on gate duty last night. No one heard anything. And this morning, they found his helmet. Nothing else. No tracks of his leaving, no blood, no shell casings. Nothing. The others are talking about Chinese partisans. Maybe even American GIs. Damn fools! They have no idea what's happening here. It is the Oni who stalk us. The restless, evil spirits. They live in the old places of this island. We are trespassers here, and they are watching us, waiting. All these wrecks, the ruins, this entire island is a graveyard. It's only a matter of time. The Oni will come for us.
Thinking on how long it takes for the Oni to show up in this game, it's actually interesting that you hear about them this early on. Where Laura still has time to be a skeptic, and so do you. You don't know whether this thing is going to show you supernatural stuff like all of the other Tomb Raider games do, or if it's going to go full Scooby-Doo on you, you know? The aiming is gonna, it's gonna be my undoing eventually. I don't know why I'm doing that. I can't highlight animals yet. And because the foliage on this game is so dense, it's also gonna make me a bit hard. It's also gonna make it a bit harder for me to target things. Even just find my way, really.
Sorry.
And I do have questions, you know, on how much of this she really, like, had experience with before all this happened. Was that her first time killing her own?
You won't always have some fancy gadget to tell you where you are. If you can learn to read the land and the stars, you'll always be able to find your way home.
I can hear the one. There it is. Of course, I gotta follow you around until I hit a place with arrows. Sorry, buddy. That was the one. But yeah, I do wonder, like, how much experience she has, as I was saying before. Was that her first kill? She's probably been hunting before. I would argue that much. I think Ross has taught her a few things, or Ross. But this is the most practical experience she's had to have with a lot of this. these are going to elude me, unfortunately. And see, this is another one of the challenges. Even though it really has very little to do with teaching my hands, it's being able to see small things on the screen.
Some kind of container. Who left these behind?
It's been long enough that I don't remember where all of these totems are. But this in itself, again, is stuff that you have to relearn. It's good training for your eyes in moving the camera as I need to. It's helping with that, but it's also like it's helping your brain. It's training centers that were active that you kind of have to reactivate again. That there's a fifth one over by where we camped, but there's a fourth one out here somewhere.
Numbers. Some kind of coordinates. Did someone want these to be found?
But it's like they'll give you things like word searches and stuff to sort of retrain the same thing, to be more observant. But maybe you're frustrated about word searches, or maybe you think they're too simple, or what have you. If you enjoy a game like this, it's one way that you can still be teaching yourself the things you need to be teaching yourself. There we go. There it is. There we go. So that wasn't as grueling. I'm not going to hunt this place out completely just in case we decide to faff about here before going to the other edge of the map. And I don't know if the camera's moving too much for you guys, or mostly I'm just trying to be sure I don't miss anything. Now before we get to that, before we do the cutscene, last one. And there's the first half. We will not get the rest until we go to the other part of the map. Or the next part of the map, anyway. There are lots of other parts of the map. Animal instincts, that... I'm burning... We're going to go ahead and do this one first. I usually do it later, but because we're relearning the aiming and such like that, I think we're going to burn through them a lot faster, and the retrieval is going to be useful.
This is Conrad Roth, captain of the Endurance. We are shipwrecked on an island inside the Dragon's Triangle.
Roth!
Lara!
You're alive!
Easy, easy. Are you okay? What happened?
I remember the beach, and then it went black and I woke up in a cave. There was this crazy man, Roth, and a dead body.
Oh, God. Where are you now, Lara? Are you safe?
It was so horrible. It's all my fault. This is all my fault.
Lara, listen to me. I sent an SOS from the Endurance before I abandoned her. Hopefully someone caught it.
She never answers his question.
We're regrouping at my location.
Please come and get me.
I have to stay here.
Also, you didn't tell me where you are.
Remember when we climbed Snowden? You said the key was knowing that all you've got to do is just keep moving. Remember everything I've taught you.
See, we know she can mountain climb at the very least.
For this.
She's been camping.
And keep your radio on.
Okay.
And Ross says try to train her, but you don't really plan for this stuff.
Music.
Excuse me, because I have the charger hooked to my laptop. Whenever I hit the up button or the down button, it causes things on my laptop to scroll up because I'm amazing at technology.
Hello? Hello? Is someone there?
No, before we go that way, we're going to catch one more deer and see how many arrows he gives us, provided we don't waste a bunch trying to get him. That was my own fault. I've got to relearn where the trigger buttons are too. So that was 4. How many are we going to get back? 3. So not worth wasting more arrows to chase after the rest, I think. Also bear in mind the animals can trample you and hurt you here.
This could be a way through. Damn it.
I like that it does allow you to backtrack, but you have to have certain equipment first.
What are these markings?
And this part, you literally just push the up button until it takes you where you want to go. Because, as somebody has explained to me before, these are actually loading screens. These parts where she's just moving through a cave or a tight space.
Oh God, this is insane.
This traditional no mask represents a hateful woman in the guise of a demon. There are traces of white paint on the inside. Whoever used this mask was of noble birth.
Well, good for me that I hit that right. That's going to be a pain in this one, is hitting those sweet spots on the objects you find. Because it requires finer aiming than I can do right now, so... that I can do quickly, anyway. Say it that way. Yeah, that takes a little bit more from me. But we managed. Let's see if you want to go back. It's the other place. You just have to be able to pry the door open. Love that it warns you of the wolves. Wonder if that was a problem when the military actually settled here, or if that's just the game's way of warning you that there's going to be those in this next part. Oh, that's going to suck. I just realized. We'll see if that'll test to see whether or not the aiming and trigger is working correct.
Did you get that?
Got it.
We have a fire. Look for the smoke.
We're on our way.
Laura, you made it.
Sam, thank goodness.
Surprise. It's okay. He's one of us.
Sorry if I startled you. This place would make anyone a little jumpy. We just spoke to your crew. They're on their way.
Look, he bandaged my foot.
Oh, it was the least I could do. My manners. I'm sorry, I'm Matthias.
His voice acting still bugs me because he talks like a dramatic villain from South Park, who's supposed to be very obvious enough to communicate that they're a bad guy.
I'm afraid.
Sweetie, you look exhausted. Just sit down.
He sounds like the narrator for the South Park Rob Schneider
telling
movie.
me about the Sun Queen.
Right, Himiko.
Can you tell me more? I'm intrigued.
Somehow I don't know this
already. Believe it or not, a couple thousand years ago, Queen Himiko pretty much ran things in Japan.
She loves telling this story.
Himiko was beautiful, enigmatic, but also ruthless and powerful. Legend says she had shamanistic powers.
And this is where she loses me.
Well, there's always some truth to miss.
She commanded an army of samurai warriors, her magnificent storm guard. They rode the very winds into battle, laying waste to all who opposed them. They say the sun rose at Himiko's command, and she ruled everything its rays touched, from the mountains to the sea and beyond.
But what happened to her?
Sam? Matthias? Sam! Sam! Shit! Ah! No! Sam!
Good for her that the bear trap doesn't have any sharp points on it. I do not remember the direction the first one comes in. I think I can auto-aim on them though. Just to use the trigger. Yeah, see, that's going to be a problem. The slow-mo helps, but part of the issue is that you're aiming with the right analog, and that's the one that's a little bit tricky for me. Okay. We are still coordinated enough to not be killed by wolves after falling into a bear trap. This is Tomb Raider 2013.
Let go.
And welcome.
It's good to see you, little bird.
I'm so glad you're here. Is Sam with you?
She was with you.
She was here with that man, Matthias. But I passed out. When I woke up, they were both gone.
You girls shouldn't go wandering off.
We need to find them.
Wait. What about Raw?
Okay, let's split up. One of us go with Laura and meet up with Roth. The rest of us should fan out and look for Sam.
I'll go with her.
No, let me.
You know how to use one of these?
Fair enough.
It's been a while.
I don't hate the series, but the
it's
first
all
game,
coming back to me.
Get to
they
Rob.
had to see whether or not it was going to fly before they really put a lot of extra teeth into it. But I like the controls.
You're gonna be
There's
okay?
a lot of extra stuff to look for.
We just need to rest for a few
the
minutes.
completionist and you'll be happy, and it really got me into more action-oriented RPGs too. But since I've played it a million times and I'm relearning coordination on my right side, I thought it would be a good practice since I know where things are supposed to go.
Here.
It's just a matter of being able to do it.
I'll check up ahead.
Okay.
This is a PlayStation.
Not so bad.
How do I stop?
Okay, nothing unlocked. That was my doing. And I am refraining from turning up the brightness, so this would really help me. Thank you, and thank you for coming. I hope it helps people, whether people who are experiencing it or people who want to understand it
to find the
better.
homeland of my ancestors. Ever since I told Lara the story of Himiko years ago, she's been hunting for its location. I never really gave it much thought. That any of this could actually be real history. My grandmother used to tell me the story like it was a memory. Many thousands of years ago, Queen Himiko ruled the land of Yamatai. The sun rose at Himiko's command, and she ruled everything its rays touched, from the mountains to the sea and beyond. But one day, Yamatai simply disappeared without a trace. Forgotten in time.
I'm refraining from turning up the brightness, so that would probably help me at this point in time, just because finding hidden objects is so much more difficult. But I'm one, making sure that I remember everything, but two, kind of trying to challenge myself a little bit more.
I don't like the sound of that.
Lara's having a crisis of confidence, so for her sake, I'll keep up a happy face. But something about this expedition has been making me nervous.
Some of the timed attacks are really the hardest because you need to be sure that your fingers are pointing at the right buttons in the right order,
and this isn't the excited kind
in the right timing. But at least with here, most of the aiming
I should be excited.
is directed, especially if you're playing it on easy like I am.
I just need to shake off this feeling.
Whereas something like Breath of the Wild, you've got the gyroscope to deal with, and it's a lot less forgiving of shaky hands. We're just going to let him stew up at the top of the hill. We're going to go raid a tomb. I wish these sections of the game went a little bit faster, but the reason why you're going at this pace is, again, this is a loading screen that they've just carefully hidden within the game itself. See, as you can see, aiming is a little bit less intricate when I have to do it myself, but as we've proven, it's not completely unmanageable. But if you're used to playing a game like this, you know, like a million times and just acing it every time because you have beaten it so much, it can be frustrating. But the important thing is to just not let it get to you. You are relearning something that took you your entire life to perfect. And you didn't do it overnight.
This might work as a ramp. There's got to be a way to raise it up higher.
Let's see. Part of it. Yeah. Good job, me. I just dropped that. Oh well. And I do highly recommend this series. Like, I think the third one is the best just in terms of writing, but these are overall, and they do get better each and every one. This is a good starter, but there's a way for me to do that way. I missed it. Let's see. There we go. I've actually never pushed it from the bottom before, so apparently won't let me. That's why I've never done that. There's a lot of muscle memory that went away, actually, and that's part of what's so frustrating. To give you an example that's not tied to, what am I missing? Let's see. Oh, you know what? I'm jumping from the wrong way. That's what it is. To give you an example that's not tied to the game. I've been teaching myself to write again. Like, if only so you could, like, you know, sign things, you know. And, you have written probably the different letters of the alphabet a million times, and if you've learned more than one language, you've probably, like, written a bunch of different things a million times. But, I'm gonna fumble around here. You have shortcuts for writing different letters and such, though. You don't write them exactly the way you were taught back in kindergarten or the first grade. In the case for me, though, I can't use those shortcuts anymore. It's not muscle memory anymore in that hand. So I actually, if I want to write letters, I have to write the way that I was taught when I was in kindergarten, or I can't do it at all. I used to draw. I used to do intricate eye makeup. These are all things that I'm having to relearn. And learning to do different dexterous things with your hands is a good way to exercise and rebuild those memories, even if it's not even the same things, you know? Like, this is helping me with those things, even if it's not the same. I think we can hit this one now. No? Are we not? Is that... Yeah, now you fall. There it goes. Okay. Pretty sure that is not how I used to do it, but any landing you can walk away from.
Now what? That cloth looks flammable.
Oh, right, I have to throw a thing. Can I get it from there? Yes, I think. Got it. Oh, it didn't catch. Okay. Glad these things replenish, just invisibly. And I just dropped it. Okay, so apparently you're not supposed to jump with them. It's been long enough I have to reteach myself these things. And that's how you set yourself on fire. Am I not hitting the right things? Apparently I'm throwing just over them. Do not fall off the edge, you will catch fire. Okay, that should do it. There we go.
Did it.
As for like learning this time around, I will admit that my experience was watching somebody else do a playthrough of this and just getting sucked in and wanting to go through the adventure myself. So I kind of knew where things were already, but I'd say, I can't say it's harder or easier. It's more frustrating, I'd say, the things that I'm having to learn now, because you look back and you keep going, well, I should be able to do this. Why can't I do this? And it's just the sort of thing you have to be patient with yourself for. I walk right past. Okay. No, the campfire's further ahead. I think we will go up until we are opening the gate, and then we will take a break. Unfortunately, another part of this that I haven't really touched on yet is I guess I missed the campfire. Is that along with relearning all of this, there's also limited energy. I used to be able to go for hours, for instance, and I'm not going to be able to just because
Japanese no actors could tilt their heads up and down
I have
make the rigid
to
mask express different emotions.
take a break every now and again and rest or change positions is the important thing, especially since what I'm also rebuilding are back muscles. I am purposefully avoiding the middle part of the path because that will trigger a wolf attack. And let's go upgrade this first. Just 5 upgrades just to be in. We already done more arrows. That will make wolves easier to see in the dark. I could have sworn there was a GPS tracker on that. Is there not? I guess not. There it is. Knew I wasn't going crazy. Is there a totem hanging with this bridge, or is it the other one? It's the other one. Well, let's go get our ass kicked by some wolves. That's gonna be a problem. Why are we not auto-aiming, screen?
Warn me about the wolves, Doctor.
They just left? Is that what we're doing? Apparently if you backtrack to a point, they just go? Is that... Okay, they are... That was not well executed. But because it's supposed to be auto-aiming and it's not. I don't like that. I'm not mistaken, there was supposed to be something hanging from this one. Is it under? Is that... Yes, okay. I guess they just give up if you screw up too many times, which I'm not going to complain, but they're going to hit me at this other bridge, though, I know it. already gotten you once, dude. There. I have killed a wolf. I do recommend it. It's there are different difficulty levels depending upon what type of play style you have. I've heard a lot of people really praise the multiplayer on this. I think the story, the crafting and everything is better utilized in the games after this one, but this is a good way to get you used to a lot of the different features that you'll experience as you go.
Another shrine. Who are they worshipping?
A lady with no head. I tend to play easy because I tend to be there more for the story than anything else. But
Whitman is such a drama queen.
for getting used to the controls and then challenging yourself on additional playthroughs.
Job, right?
And since there is
It's
a
not
way
like
to
he's
get
offering anything to the
100%
actual research
completion,
part of this
of course there is
expedition.
a reason to replay. There's
Once
more
we
things
find
to
Yamatai
find.
and the cameras are rolling, he'll calm down. He might be a total pain in the ass, but he knows how to work a scene. I just need to do my job and keep my cool. Lara doesn't know it, but I've been shooting footage of her too. I really want to make sure she gets the credit she deserves. And besides, she looks great on film. I think she's a natural. That's probably gonna drive Whitman out of his mind with jealousy. But by the time he finds out, we'll be enjoying the premiere and Telluride.
As far as the story in this one, like, as I said, there's not enough said about what she was doing before this, really. But I get the impression that she's probably had her dad's reputation follow her through, like, all of, like, college and grad school. And so she really has something to prove, like, you know, she's good because she's intelligent and resourceful. And she has her one mentor who we know has taught her things like mountain climbing and some survival skills, but this is probably the first time it's really been put to the test after they shipwreck on this island. I like it, and I think that you're given more leeway in future games, of course, but this was a good start and a good beginning for Crystal Dynamics taking their stab at the franchise. And at least they didn't do like the movie. Scooby-Doo'd the whole thing. It's I'll be mad about that for the rest of my life. Oh, I think I got them all this time. Take that, me forgetting there was dangerous stuff up this way. Okay, I'm close to that. I would play that game in an instant.
These are fascinating.
I've seen these before. Oh? They must be ritualistic.
This female image is particularly interesting.
Looks like it was made quite recently.
Yes, by those islanders, no doubt. Judging by the wrecks out there, they were once like us. Survivors. Remarkable.
Yes, well, let's hope we don't become murderers, too.
See if you can work the other one.
The handle's missing. Shit. It won't take the force. I'll have to find something sturdier to turn it with.
Must be something around here we can use.
Yeah, it turns out the tools built by crazy people aren't very sturdy, Lara.
Let's see if I can fix this axe.
Okay, there's one more totem. You know, originally that was something that James Gunn wanted to do with the first movie, and the studio was just kind of, nah, you better not about it. I'm getting a little better at that.
Back off!
One. Lost sight of him. There you are. It used to be a lot easier, and I feel like there should be auto aim in those sections, but whatever, game. But practice, I will get good at it again. There's a cavern. Some of these, it will seem like there are ways to go, but it's actually just thorny bushes. Like, they block you off. There's what I was looking for.
This mask was used in the traditional Japanese No theater. I think it represents a demon, or Oni. There's a price tag. Looks like this one is a replica.
I like that you can take all the arrows out of the dead guy. I never noticed that before. Waste not, want not, I guess. Okay. I can still do time jumps. Okay, it looks like. There was another chest along the stairs. If I can find that. He tried to warn us. There's the stairs I was looking for, okay. Alrighty. I think I can keep going for at least until the next camp. My back will hold out. Okay. Oh, we did not get Captain Buttface's journal over here.
Let's do this, Doctor.
Darling, think. Think before filing those papers. I've sunk the last of my fortune into this expedition, but it's all going to come back tenfold. If you divorce me now, you won't see a penny of it. You've been with me since I was nothing. You know what I'm capable of achieving. I haven't lost my touch. I'm just at a low point right now. Don't you see? I'm on to something here. Laura, you remember her, my young protege. She has real data to back up her theories, but she doesn't have my savvy. It's going to be my name on the discovery and my face in front of the cameras. If this all pans out, the show will be huge. If you want to leave me then, I promise I won't fight you, but please, just wait on it. I can't have this kind of publicity muddling my image. Please.
What a great guy. Okay, this next part is a lot of timed stuff, so we'll... Yeah, that's probably the way of it. I wonder if he was sarcastic when he said that. Yeah, you pretend you're helping that Seiya. Thanks, guy.
That female figure on the gate. Given the age of the symbols, it could be the Sun Queen.
Himiko. Are you sure you're not channeling Sam, Dr. Whitman?
Well, there's no doubt. Himiko had power. Some say shamanistic, elemental.
A woman wields that much power, and sooner or later it gets called witchcraft.
We shouldn't discount anything, even what may seem to us irrational. We still have much to learn about the world.
You sound like my father.
It could be one hell of a story, Laura.
Not if we don't live to tell it.
Incredible. It is Himiko.
But look, the bowl, the candles. Why is she still being worshipped?
This island, it must have once been part of Yamatai. You were right, Laura.
The Lost Kingdom.
It's like finding Atlantis.
But this is real, Dr.
Not
Whitman. We're
in
not
this game,
standing
sir.
on a myth.
No, we're standing on a gold mine.
Come, quickly. Your friends are hurt.
Yes, probably by them.
Get back.
They can't be trusted. You still have a gun.
I don't want any trouble.
No.
We'll come.
No.
But I insist that afterwards you take us to whoever's in charge.
What are you doing?
Be quiet.
No!
I'm handling this!
No!
No!
Please! Get off!
Just go along with them, Laura. Do whatever they say.
Дай меня пистолет. Иди. Пошла.
Yep.
Who are you people? What do you want with us?
Laura!
If they give you any trouble, kill them.
Don't hurt them,
I
please!
said silence, girl. А ты ведь хорошенькая, да? Напоминаешь мою сестру.
Let go! Let go! Laura, run!
Oh, no! No!
Round them up! Round them up! Don't you fucking move! Kill them all!
Hey, bring up the prisoner.
Yeah, I'm on it.
Anything? Keep looking.
Another one!
God!
I will possibly die 20 different times trying to get through this part.
All right. What do you see? Nothing. This one's clear. Keep moving up the mountain.
Okay.
Любишь играться в прятки, малышка? Думаешь, удастся спастись? No one escapes. Out! Вылезай! Но трать моего времени!
Oh. I did that incorrectly. Yeah, the time stuff are gonna give you some trouble.
I always Она тоже была порядочной стервой.
How many times am I gonna kill Laura? That's the question right now.
I always Она тоже была порядочной стервой.
Come on. Right, and I could have if I'd done the slow-mo thing correctly, but aiming's still an issue.
Oh, God!
That you give for stealing her bow.
Got another one. She went down over there.
Is she dead?
I don't know.
Outsider, we know you're here. There's nowhere to run.
Shit, got it.
Stay away from me!
That was not perfectly executed by any means, there, but it helps at least for the very first one. It auto aims for you. In fairness, it's not really the archaeology part. It's just that she landed on an island that's full of crazy people. The archaeology is somewhat incidental. Some games do that, but...
Hey, you find any more down there? No, nothing, but keep an eye out.
I still have no idea how I'm gonna do in games like Horizon Zero Dawn, honestly. I'll live by my bow in there.
See what he's got. So what came in? Another tanker?
Nah. What was that? Maybe over here. What happened here?
There we go.
What's going on down there? Everything okay?
And a big part of reteaching yourself stuff like this is, of course, to already know going in where you're probably going to struggle. Like,
Lara,
things where
your
motion control really needs to be better or matched with better.
Oh god, Ross, I'm in trouble. They're killing people.
You might want to either spend a little bit of extra time in the beginner areas for games like that, or
I had to kill some
try
of
an
them.
easier game until you've mastered that and then move on to something more challenging.
It's scary just how easy it was. You've got to warn the others, Roth.
Don't worry about them right now. You just do whatever it takes to get to me, Lara.
I'll try.
And like if... Yeah, definitely. Or just games that require you to use your left hand equally as much as your right hand or more. Like if your right hand is the one that's affected, of course. And of course you can also go in and change your controls in most places so that your good hand is more favored, but if you remember playing the game a certain way, that's probably going to frustrate you more than anything else. So just spend the time exercising yourself, and just remember, you know, practice makes perfect. In this case, practice makes better. I think this is probably going to be a good time for us to go ahead and take a break. I will do another one of these soon, probably tomorrow, around the same time, 1 or 2 in the afternoon. Barring any other issues. I don't know what times of the week my my OT and PT are going to be coming in. But thank you everyone who joined me today, and if you'd like to watch these backwards, my name on YouTube is also ImpureTale. It'll be gaming videos, and you can watch back and see the difference in how I used to play this game versus now, honestly. But you can follow me there. You can also follow me here if you want to put in more. Anybody who wants to put in a donation, that's ImpureTale is also my username on PayPal. And I hope to see you guys again soon. I would like to start to make regular videos again, but I couldn't really do that while I was in a nursing home. So thank you, and everybody have a good day.